South China Morning Post, 5th of April 2024, the EU adopts the US's assessment of China's dominance in legacy processors. China dominates the market for low-end processors and is the market leader in this sector. In response to circulating concerns regarding China's hegemony in the global market for legacy semiconductors, the European Union and the United States are collaborating on developing a response. Friday, in the Belgian technology hub of Leuven, senior EU officials announced the commencement of a survey of businesses regarding the subject. This initiative, which began late last year and prompted Beijing to issue a stern reprimand, mirrors an American initiative. "We will conduct a voluntary survey that we will coordinate with the United States, so that we can compare notes on some of the same issues," said Margrethe Vestager, the competition chief of the bloc, following the conclusion of the 6th edition of the EU-US Trade and Technology Council, TTC. The EU will evaluate the trustworthiness of legacy processors, and the survey may provide insights into the potential impact of China's substantial manufacturing capacity in this industry on European markets. Beijing, progressively excluded from Western markets for its cutting-edge processors, is increasing production of legacy models that power everything from automobiles to televisions. Chips are frequently employed in manufacturing most vital commodities, including aircraft, medical devices, and factory apparatus. As a result of the supply disruptions caused by the pandemic, global manufacturing was upended. The survey results are anticipated to be made public during the summer. Vestager further stated that the Japanese economic security paradigm influenced their methodology. According to researchers from the Stimson Center, the model is intended to secure the stability and safety of its people and society against attempts by major powers to achieve their political objective. These existential or essential devices are ubiquitous. Therefore, which specifications must they meet to ensure they are safe and suitable for use in each appliance? Voyager declared. U.S. Commerce Secretary Gina Raimondo stated at a press conference in Leuven that the administration sought evidence of any kind of market distortion concerning legacy processors. According to its own reporting, "We are aware that China will produce approximately 60% of all new legacy chips entering the market within the next few years. Moreover, we are aware that the Chinese government is providing substantial subsidies to that industry, which could result in enormous market distortion. Thus, we are concentrating on it," Raimondo explained. Before elections in both the European Union and the United States, the final meeting of the TTC sought to solidify progress on multiple fronts to discourage future political leaders from leaving the Council. Established in 2021, the TTC is widely regarded as a Western effort to vie with China in establishing benchmarks for future powering technologies that will permeate the global economy. However, a succession of high-ranking cabinet members failed to reach tangible agreements on matters including the collaboration of critical minerals and the resolution of trade disputes that date back to the tenure of former U.S. President Donald Trump's administration. The TTC became a significant forum for coordinating sanctions and export restrictions against Russia after its incursion into Ukraine in February 2022. Conversely, the effects of countering China have been comparatively restrained. A joint statement issued after Friday's event only mentioned China 3 times. However, the statement made numerous allusions to the difficulties presented by non-market economies, a colloquial term for Beijing, whose economic policies vex governments across the Atlantic. The statement continued that extensive non-market policies and practices have increased global economic pressure. According to EU sources, member states were not enthusiastic about singling out the world's second-largest economy, Beijing. In the document, earlier iterations contain more references to Beijing. People in attendance claim that during the 2-day meeting's closed-door plenary sessions, U.S. officials prominently featured China in each debate and placed it at the forefront of every statement. Europeans, on the other hand, were less enthusiastic about the subject and opted to refrain from singling out particular nations in their deliberations. 2 references to China in the statement pertain to apprehensions regarding the accessibility of markets for medical device manufacturers. Brussels has unsuccessfully attempted to convince Beijing to grant European firms access to its lucrative procurement market for these devices. According to sources, an EU investigation into China under its new international procurement instrument could be completed as early as the following week. In this case, reciprocity does not exist. Vestager stated that the Chinese market is effectively closed to European producers. He further emphasized the significance of the bloc possessing international procurement instruments founded upon the principle of reciprocity. Thirdly, China's ability to effectively employ foreign information manipulation and interference in the Western Balkans, where the European Union, United States, and local partners coordinate to counter these threats, was discussed. The forum was held in Leuven, Belgium, one of the most important innovation centers in the European Union. On Thursday evening, officials from the European Union and the United States visited the Inter-University Microelectronics Center. The facility is a hub for European semiconductor technology and has severed research ties with China in recent months. To prevent China from setting the norms, the parties reached an understanding of collaborating on developing standards for 6G technology, quantum computing, and artificial intelligence. Regarding less sophisticated technologies, they stated that they would explore ways to diversify and mitigate the risk of this supply chain while jointly supporting our solar photovoltaic manufacturing capacity. Concerning economic security, a contentious matter for China policy in Brussels and Washington, they reached a consensus to exchange memoranda regarding the arduous implementation of their outbound investment screening programs. The partnership between the EU and the US is a formidable force. Having a shared position carries some weight, whether regarding China or any other challenge, U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken remarked following the TTC meeting. Nevertheless, as the European Union and the United States approach election periods that have the potential to reshape the prevailing political structures substantially, there is considerable skepticism regarding the Council's ability to sustain itself.